won't listen to this song. This is back from my days. I'm going to talk to you about the interest rates. The Fed reduced the rates, and I want to tell you what that means. But unless you like Beastie Boys, we can keep listening to Beastie Boys. It's been one of those days. Haha. Okay, so Fed cut the rate by 1/4 of a point, and all the economists, they predicted that it was going to be cut 1/2 point. So before today, when that was done, it was yesterday, we saw mortgage rates act on the fact that they were anticipating the 1/2 rate cut, and it didn't happen. And so rates actually went up today, like, 1/4 of a point. So I talked to a lender who last week got somebody 5.875 on a 30-year note, and somebody at 5.3 on a 15-year note. And so now the rates are 1/4% higher than that. But I sold so many homes when the rates were 6. I mean, it's buy a home. Don't pay so much in rent. Buy a home. That's the bottom line, because you can refinance, and the rates have been so volatile this year. You can't predict what's going to happen. But if you bought at 8 or 7, you should refinance. And I know some people have already done that, but you really need to refinance if there's a percent gap. It's really worth the money to do that. The bond market is really what drives mortgage rates, okay? And the bond market, I'm not an expert. That's why I'm a real estate broker. I'm not the expert on the lending side of it. But when the Fed cuts the rates, that's the amount they charge the bank to basically borrow the money. Now, that affects things like a home equity line of credit, a car loan, those types of rates. It doesn't affect the home loan rates. It's the bond market, and it's how the bond market reacts to, everything. So there you go. I'm on my way in the rain, obviously, to show a couple of homes to a new client of mine, and they're in Ralston, and one of them just hit the market today and has an offer on it already. And I'll tell you, I talked to one agent for quite a long time today, but I've talked to a number of agents over the last few weeks, and we're all saying the same thing. There's really no rhyme or reason. Some are going fast, some are not. It's just weird. That's what the word, that's what we call it. And I've been doing this 22 years. I don't know that I've ever said the market is weird. During the crash, obviously, 07, 08, that was bad. Since then, I don't know that it's been a bad market. It's just been weird. Some areas have become buyer's markets, but not all. And it really just depends on the house, the location, what it's priced at. Sellers are still thinking that they can price, COVID prices, and although overall I'm not seeing a drop in value, it always has depended on how long you're in the home and how much you've done to the home since you lived there. So if you've only lived in a home for a couple of years and you didn't do anything and you try to get, a lot more money out of it, it's not going to happen. You didn't do anything to it. But if you bought a fixer-upper or you did some really cool stuff to it, some really cool upgrades, then yeah, you can make your money. You can make money on it. I love to buy houses that I can fix up. You live in it while you fix it up. I haven't seen the rain come up. I haven't driven in this rain since I posted a thing on the about my son hydroplaning. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm only going 50 on the interstate. How many people do that? Nobody. Oh, but I felt it. Okay. Those of you who know me know that I can do a lot of things at once. So, and I had somebody tell me today that they wouldn't be able to talk on the phone and drive at the same time. But everybody's different. It's fine. I am gonna slow down a little bit. If you have any real estate questions, send me a message, or I don't care, drop it in the comments. The prediction is that in the next couple of years, interest or the equity in homes is going to go up from 7% to 27%. Now, I really don't think 27% is going to be an option. I think that economist is way too aggressive. But I 100% agree with the 7%. And this was at a national conference that I went to in Dallas, Texas. So the coach was saying, okay, the market's flat. We're flat. It's just kind of not going anywhere right now. But after every flat market, rough market, whatever you want to call it, and he had said, now he's talking nationally, and Omaha's never affected like the coasts or all that, but I gotta watch what's going on here. Obviously, that's why I'm not looking at the camera. But so after every flat market, rough market, there is recovery. And we just don't know when it's going to start. And wouldn't it be great if the rates would go and stay in the low fives, right? Then I think that we would, definitely be seeing some more buyers get off the fence and make a move, because the number of it, we have a lot of inventory, more houses on the market now than we've had in a very long time. So it's still, there's more to choose from. Your interest rate is not 3%. That's why we called it historic lows, right? The chance of that coming back is very slim. But we just don't know when things are going to come back. When it does come back, he had this graph. So we're flat right now, and then the comeback was like this. So flat to like this. So do you want to buy when it's like this, or when it's like this? People are going under the viaduct. They're stopped way back here. Well, if I had my phone looking that way, but this isn't a thing, so I don't know. Good old Nebraska weather. I'll tell you, I'd much rather buy at a higher interest rate when the market's like this. I'll get a better deal on a house. I may have a higher rate, but the rates aren't terrible right now. 6 is not terrible, it's good. Historically, as long as they've been keeping track of interest rates, the rates have been 8%, the average. You know, talk to people in the 70s, 80s, 14%, you know, that was their first house. So 6 is good. 6 is good. And I'm paying more than that on a rental right now. Anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms. Let's see, which way should I go? I'm not liking this. It's kind of still rush hour, and usually in Omaha, rush hour is it starts early, like at 3. This person's driving with their flashers on. I don't know. It's not that bad. Okay, whatever. You get all this commentary from me, you know. Yeah, so you buy when the market's flat, and then the rate, when it drops, you refinance. Ta-da! Great move. You know, some people need to move now, and some people need to move when the market's like this. You know, you do what you need to do. I just don't understand why people would be waiting. I would like to hear from some people on why they're waiting. I can understand if you're waiting if you're not sure about your job, or you might move. But, you know, if you're going to buy a house and do very little to it, obviously maintain it, the rule of thumb was always 5 years. So 5 years, keep it for 5 years, then you'll make some money. But depending on the house, that changes. And depending on what you do, you can actually do some things to make the value go down. And I had some people do that last year. And yeah, that was bad. Anyway, if you have any questions at all, reach out. It appears the traffic is, well, it's not as bad. They're all exiting the ILQ thing. But this person that I am picking up, because he's having car problems, he doesn't have his car right now, actually. So I'm picking him up. His house is in Exarban and has an in-ground swimming pool that has a diving board and a shallow level with stairs down, and it is a 3-car garage, all very expensive flooring throughout the main, and it'll be going on the market next Friday. But Exarban is always, 68106 is always a zip code that I love to buy in, and also 68132 in Dundee, love to buy in that one, own in that one. Anyway, all right, I'll go around the curve, but I don't want to touch my off button yet. So let me know what your thoughts are on waiting to buy, if you're one of those people, why? And then also let me know what questions you may have. And I apologize for my rambling, but I'm finally to a point where I can turn off my phone.